Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a brand new pick a card for you guys today, and today we are asking the question, what is in store for you this upcoming month of April? So this is going to be your April 2021 prediction. Pick a card. Anyway, I have a little bit of a different setup here tonight, as you guys can tell. It's kind of a long and crazy story, and if you follow me on Instagram, you probably already know all about it, but I've been staying with my mom for a little while right now, and in her duplex, she is having some serious plumbing issues. So the water is turned off there. They need to fix this water pipe that's been broken, basically. They can't necessarily find the source of where it's broken, and this has pretty much forced us out of her duplex for the time being with the water being off. And it's going to be like that for several weeks. So we're in this temporary apartment setup for the time being. And I'm in the kitchen right now while my mom is in her room asleep as I do this reading late at night. And that's where I'm doing this reading from right now. So things are a little bit different. And that's kind of why my lives have been a little bit off as well, but hopefully I'm going to be getting back on track with things soon, although I will most likely be doing my lives back over at the duplex because the internet is better, honestly, over there than it is here. And I can record over here, but I'm going to need to take my iPod over to the duplex in order to upload. So that's kind of a little synopsis of what's been going on and what's been happening. But anyway, before I jump into the pile introductions, as always, you guys, I just want to remind you that I am live every Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time right here on this channel to do readings with you guys. So definitely come on by and check that out. I would love to have you. Information for all of that is in the description down below. And also, I am open and available for private readings as well. If you guys are interested in one of those, maybe you have more than one question, maybe you have some questions you would like to keep confidential that you wouldn't necessarily want to have on a live, whatever your preference is, that's definitely an option as well. So information for private readings is also in the description down below. So everything you need to know about lives and private readings is all there. And before you guys head on out of this particular reading, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know about those lives when they're coming, and so you know when new videos wind up going up. And share this video with your friends, leave a comment, all that good stuff. It definitely helps grow this channel, and it helps me out. And the more there's participation here, it makes it even easier and better for me to be there to help you guys. So it's like a fun little family community thing that we're building here, and I love having you guys here pretty much. So, and it's funny, I've kind of noticed that the crystals have been wobbling a little bit on this table as I've been talking, but that's okay. So that's kind of what's going on. That's the scoop on everything happening, and information on lives and private readings, of course. And hopefully, like last week, I know I was off for lives all last week, but that was because we were moving into here all last week, and things were just kind of crazy and chaotic, and hopefully that's all calmed down now. And now I just need to figure out my routine of going back and forth between here and there, because I need to record and stuff here, but then I need to go over there to upload and do lives. So it's going to be a whole crazy thing. So still getting my feet wet in that, but hopefully it's going to be fine. Anyway, let me get into the pile introductions here so you guys know what your different options are for your April 2021 reading. So pile number 1 is this lovely labradorite crystal here. You can kind of see a little bit of the blue glare right there as I move the crystal into the light. I just realized that the lighting in here, it's like that recessed lighting in the kitchen. It's so bright, it makes everything look so white. It looks kind of washed out, so hopefully it's not too harsh on the cards, but we'll see. I may have to change up the lighting situation in here. Pile number 2 is a rose quartz crystal. Pile number 3 is pink tourmaline. It's kind of like a speckly kind of crystal. And I don't remember the exact name of this one, but it's like orca something. It's like an orca crystal. But it's definitely orca something, and I remember that because it really does actually kind of look like a whale, but it's definitely orca something, but it's definitely pretty cool. I like this one. So this one's pile number 4. So those are your 4 different options. Go ahead and pick the pile, the crystal, the number, the timestamp, whatever it is that stands out to you the most. Timestamps are of course down below, and we're going to get started here right now with pile number 1 with the lovely labradorite crystal. Hi, pile 1. If you chose this beautiful labradorite crystal, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what is in store for you for the month of April. All right, good stuff. Okay, we're going to start off here with the Crystal Unicorn Tarot. I think as long as I hold it up closely to the iPod, it's not going to look too washed out, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, here's your cards. This is what you guys got. Oh, I was already grabbing cards from the other one. That one can stay there. Anyways, you guys got the Lovers, the Hierophant. I'm sorry if they look really washed out as I lay them down, but they are there. The Eight of Swords, and the Two of Swords. Okay, so right off the bat, what I'm seeing with this batch of cards that first came out, we have the Two of Swords here, and the Two of Swords is all about trying to make a decision, basically. Swords represents our thoughts, the way that we think about things, our mindsets, that kind of thing. That's what swords are all about. So when you have the two of anything, basically, it's kind of like juggling or going back and forth between two different things. And especially in the case of the swords, it's about trying to make a decision. It's about trying to decide between two different things, basically. In a lot of ways, it's also about being double-minded, because it's like you're not all hot on fire about something, and you're not all super cold as ice about something either. You're like lukewarm. You're somewhere in the middle, because, it's like, imagine you're standing on the border of two different states or two different countries or something like that. Like, imagine like four corners. If you guys know what four corners is, it's where the 4 states, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, and Nevada, I think those are the 4. I might be wrong, but I think those are the 4. They meet up, and they create this 4 corners, and you can literally stand in like 4 different states at once. Now, this may not be about making 4 different decisions, but it's kind of like putting 1 foot in Colorado, say, and 1 foot in Arizona, and you can't like be in both states. You can't live in both states. Eventually you kind of have to pick one or the other. Which one am I going to go with? So you got to pick one. So you may be having some troubles in the month of April making a decision about something. You may be kind of double-minded about something. And it definitely seems like there's a lot of mental torture, a lot of mental anguish around whatever this decision is, because you guys also have the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is kind of about putting yourself into a mental prison. As you can tell with this unicorn, This unicorn has its feet all wrapped up here in these bandages, basically. It has a blindfold around its face, and it's surrounded by swords. But the thing is, it's not really bound. It's not really so bound up, so horrible, that it can't get itself out of this position. It could easily decide to step out of those bandages, basically, and walk right through the swords and carry on with its day. But it's not. And it's not because it can't do it, it's because it thinks it can't do it. So it's a mental bondage, basically. It's a mindset that's holding this unicorn back. So I feel like there are some anxieties and some mental strongholds and fears and doubts and things like that, which is causing this double-mindedness to basically happen, where you can't make up your mind and you're kind of stuck between two different things, and you're like, what do I do? Do I pick, once again, if we're going with the states, do I decide to stay in Colorado, or do I decide to stay in Arizona, kind of a thing? It's like, which am I going to pick? I don't know. Who knows? So I'm definitely getting that kind of vibe here, that you're just kind of like stuck between the two. You don't know which one to do, and there's a lot of anxiety and fear that's kind of motivating this continual undecidedness. So this may be kind of a month of a lot of mental anguish, a lot of mental anxiety. Things may not necessarily circumstantially be bad, but I feel like there's going to be a battlefield going on in your mind, that there's going to be a war happening in your head in terms of your thoughts, in terms of how you're thinking in the month of April. So that's really something to be aware of. Now, for most of you, I feel like the decision that you're having problems with, where there's all this mental anxiety, it's coming out of a love situation, because we also have the Lovers here. And, whenever I see the Lovers, I basically think of like Father, Son, Holy Ghost. It's like these two unicorns here, it's like, the wife and the husband or whatever, and then this big unicorn here in the sky. I always envision that unicorn as basically being God. So, it's like basically the best third-party situation that you could ever possibly have between, two people having a spiritual union, having a spiritual connection to one another, that it's not just the two of them, but it's the two of them and God as a partnership. So there could be some decisions that could be going down in the month of April involving this connection. Now, the other possibility is, if there is a third party in the situation, aside from God, basically, there could be a decision that needs to be made involving another person. Maybe you need to decide between, two different guys or two different girls or whatever it is you're into. But maybe you're trying to decide between two different people that you're interested in, and they're interested in you. That could be another perspective of it too. If there's not a third party situation involved where someone needs to make a decision, I just feel like there's some other decision that may be going on dealing with this love situation right now. But the answer that you have that's going to help aid you to make that decision is here within the Hierophant, because the Hierophant is all about our beliefs, our values, and our traditions. So it may be a good idea to basically kind of look within yourself and ask yourself, what are your values? What are your beliefs? What are your traditions? What's your lifestyle? How do you live your life? And, especially when it comes to like your partner in crime for life and that kind of thing, those things are important. Like, at least in my opinion, I think it's totally okay if, two people maybe have, for example, two different tastes of music. That's one thing. I feel like if you're with someone and they like a different genre of music than you do, it's an opportunity to kind of open up your mind to accept a new version of music into your life. And even if it's not necessarily your thing, it's like you kind of learn to love the thing because you love that person, and you know that that thing is important to that person, kind of a thing. So things like that I don't think are necessarily deal breakers, but it's like other things, like big things, like, you know, does this person believe in marriage? You know, do you want to get married and do they not want to get married? You know, those things could be deal breakers. Having kids, you know, that's a big thing too. You know, what if they want to have kids and you don't want to have kids? You know, that could be a problem. So there's just like certain major lifestyle choices, you know, just like your morals, your values, your beliefs, and that kind of thing. It could even be like, you know, religion and that kind of thing too. You know, and I'm not saying that, you know, two people have to have identical religious beliefs or something in order to make it work, because, you know, maybe it can, having two different sets of beliefs, but I think it definitely makes it easier if two people are on the same page with that, and especially if you are going to bring children into the picture, and then you're like, how are we going to raise these children? Are we going to raise these children, you know, believing in something, or let them figure it out on their own, or, you know, how are we going to do this? So I think that it's important to examine your own values and your own beliefs and your own traditions, because once you really know what you want and who you really are, you're going to know exactly like what it is that this, you know, perfect partnership here is supposed to look like. And once you understand that really well for yourself, it's probably going to knock out a lot of the anxieties that you're currently having, and it's probably going to bring you to a point of being able to make a better decision on this situation if this is a relationship that you want to continue to pursue. So let's see what your Sacred Creators Oracle cards have to say. And you guys got Get Back to Elemental, Fall in Love with Your Own Story, In Balance, and Creator Fire. So I'm going to start off here with Creator Fire, and I feel like in the month of April, you guys are going to have an opportunity to just kind of like light your own fire a little bit, so to speak. To be able to follow your own passions and your own desires, whether that is connected to this relationship situation or other things in your life. It could be a hobby or interest that you have. It could be a career goal, but definitely something that you're fired up about, something that you're passionate about. You're going to have the opportunity to pursue some of those things, and that's going to go really well for you in the month of April. And I also think it's funny here because you guys have In Balance, and I feel like the thing you guys are going to wind up coming in balance with is trying to make this decision, basically, because this is very unbalanced energy right here, is, you know, being in indecision, being double-minded, not knowing what to do. So you may start off April like this, but I do believe that by the end of the April, you will come into a place of balance, probably by tapping into that inner Hierophant there to understand what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And, you know, you'll know what it is that you want. You'll know what it is that you're supposed to do. And once again, going back to the Hierophant, I feel like that's also tapping into Get Back to Elemental. Like when I think of Get Back to Elemental, I literally think of like get back to elementary in a sense, like get back to the basics. Because a lot of the times when we're overthinking and overanalyzing things, that's so not the basics. That's the opposite of basics. That's like overly complicating things that probably don't need to be complicated whatsoever. And, you know, that's definitely the Eight of Swords energy here, is that overthinking, overanalyzing energy. So I feel like you have the opportunity in the month of April to just get back to the basics. You know, it's kind of like, you know, that's kind of like tapping into that inner childlike faith. You know, think about kids and when they believe in Santa Claus. When kids believe in Santa Claus, do they necessarily like overthink and overanalyze it? Like how long it takes him to get from one city to the next city, and how does he get all those toys to every child all over the world, blah, 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 blah. No, they just trust. They just believe. You know, they don't sit there and question and nitpick everything. They just trust. It's like a basic thing. And sometimes it's just good to get back to that. So I feel like you're going to have the opportunity to do that. And with fall in love with your own story, I feel like as you release the anxiety, as you release the mental prison that you're basically in over trying to make this decision. And once again, you guys, I feel like for most of you, it is a love situation. But if you're not dealing with a love situation and there's something else in your life that you're dealing with, but this message is still resonating from the standpoint of trying to make a decision, then please take it. Like this could, represent maybe a career partnership. For example, if you're trying to make a decision in some kind of career path, this could also represent that. So, please take it as it resonates. It doesn't necessarily have to be in love. I just feel like for most of you, that's probably what it's going to be, though. But once again, with fall in love with your own story, I feel like as you release the stress and the mental anxiety around this, and as you start to, follow your own beliefs and traditions and values and figuring out what this partnership really is supposed to look like for you, you're going to be discovering what your true story is. And I feel like you're going to fall in love with it because it's like you're going to be falling in love with yourself and therefore falling in love with whatever this is, whether it's that other person or partnership in a career thing or, whatever that is. But I feel like that's definitely what is going to be happening there. I also have a few cards here from Amira's Love Oracle, just to give you guys a little bit more information on the love side of things, although it definitely seems like you guys already had a lot of love stuff happening here, but let's get a little bit more 411 for you. So we have new love. So maybe that's what part of the decision making here is being revolving around. It could be that there's a new love that is coming into your life in the month of April, and maybe that's why there's some of these decisions here that may need to be made. You could be trying to decide between a new love and an old love, or you could be trying to decide between a new love and just like doing you and staying single and being on your own. But it seems like there's definitely like a new spark that is in store in the month of April. And if it's not like a totally brand new spanking love with a new person, it could simply mean a new chapter in love with a person that you're already involved with or that you're already connected to. So take that as it resonates. But it's definitely something new. It's something fresh. It's something that hasn't been there for a while. And we have control. Oh, this is basically a confirmation here of the Eight of Swords, because that's kind of what the Eight of Swords is about. It's about having yourself into this mental prison, and the reason why we do that, and this card is getting like totally washed out in this light right now, so I'm gonna put it back down here. But the reason why we kind of get locked into that is because we're trying to control the situation. We're trying to control the outcome. It may lead us to control people, or at least try to control people inadvertently, even if we don't mean to necessarily. But it definitely gets us into this not so great place. So you're going to have a lot of opportunities to let go of the control of the situation in the month of April, which may not be the most fun, but I do feel like it's going to be beneficial to you guys because you do have that new start in love here, and I feel like that will come probably after you release some of that control. And you have true love. So whoever this new love is, whoever that is, or whoever like that new beginning, that new chapter, that new start in love is for you, it's true love. Like, it's the real deal. It's not going to be some short-term thing. It's not going to be something that's karmic. It's not going to be something that's just some hard and difficult lesson for you to learn from later. It's the real thing. It's going to be something that is going to be very fruitful and beneficial for you in the long term. So, if you are tied up and trying to decide if this is the right decision to go ahead and pursue this new situation or this new beginning with somebody, this would be your confirmation to say, yeah, it's cool, it's okay, go for it, do it, take the risk, it'll be worth it, it'll pay off. Finally, you guys, I have a card here from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got seek and ye shall find, Matthew 7:7. So basically, when they're saying seek, they're not saying like, go out there and seek presents or fame or money or love or success or anything like that. The seeking really comes down to seeking God. It comes down to seeking the divine, to seeking spirit, source, whatever you want to call it. It comes down to seeking that first and foremost, because God is the one who provides all this stuff. And this is why we don't have control over nothing, because God is bigger than us, basically. And God's plan is always better than ours. So, if you want true love in your life, God wants that for you too, because he wants to give you the desires of your heart. What you're craving and what you're desiring are the same things that he's craving and desiring for you. But he's going to do it his way. And usually his way looks 1,000,000% different than our way. He usually takes longer. He usually does it in unexpected ways. It's usually a whole different ball game, but his way is always so much better than ours in the end. It turns out to be so much happier and better in the long run. So just keep seeking God, keep seeking that connection with him, and he will honestly take care of the rest. He will take care of the details. We don't need to take care of any of those whatsoever. So hopefully this reading made sense and helped you guys out a little bit for this month of April. If it did make sense, if it did resonate, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, even if it's just through a simple, small emoji. It definitely goes a long way. And also feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way, and give this video a big thumbs up. That helps me out a lot too. And also, when you hit that notification bell, you will be notified of when new videos go up, and of course when I'm going live. And I would love to have you guys stop on by whenever I go live, and you can hang out here with me, and there's usually a fun group of people who show up, and we have a good time and get some readings done, and it's just, it's a good time. So once again, Mondays and Fridays, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I hope to see you there. Anyways, I just wanted to say thank you for coming out and checking out this video. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose this lovely rose quartz crystal, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what is in store for your April 2021. So yes, your April 2021 prediction. Let's break it down and get into it. All right, I've been experimenting here with the lighting. These cards get kind of washed out a little bit in the recessed kitchen lighting, but we're gonna figure this out. Anyways, starting off with the Crystal Unicorn Tarot, you guys got the Six of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, lots of pentacles going on here, you guys, and the Tower. All right, you guys. So what I'm seeing right off the bat here, like I said, you guys have a lot of pentacles going on. So it seems like, number one, right off the bat, just having 3 different cards filled with pentacles. I feel like April's going to be a real big month of grounding for you guys. And unfortunately, there may be a Tower moment that may kind of want to trigger a big time of grounding for you guys, but it's going to be a good thing. Tower moments never happen to necessarily hurt us. They happen to kind of correct a direction that we're on and make something better, is what it comes down to. Where something was built on shaky ground, it comes down, not to hurt us or anything like that, but so that way then something new and something better can be built on something more solid and something more stable, basically. But let's get into some of these pentacles, basically. So we have the Six of Pentacles here, which is about give and take, giving and receiving. So this unicorn here has, these two cups of food, basically, that it's giving to these other two unicorns. These other two unicorns kind of look like they've fallen on hard times. They're wearing these ratty blankets and stuff, but they're bowing down in thanksgiving. They're very grateful to this other unicorn for being so kind to give them some food. So basically, when I see this card, I really see it as even give and take, in all of your relationships in life, whether it's family, friends, a relationship you're in with coworkers, your boss at work, whatever the case may be. But it's even give and take. So I feel like in the month of April, there may kind of be a struggle here when it comes to even give and take. You may be kind of feeling like there's not an even give and take somewhere. You may kind of feel like somebody for a while may have been kind of taking advantage of your kindness. Like maybe you give and you give and you give to this person, and all they do is just take. They're basically like these two unicorns here. They're like, oh, thank you, give me more food or whatever. But then you're never given anything in return, is the thing. It's kind of like having those friends who basically like only call you up or only text you when they want something or they need something. But then if you reach out to them for whatever reason, if you just want to hang out or chat or whatever it is, they don't respond. They don't do anything. They kind of like ghost out of the situation, basically. So I feel like in the month of April, you may be dealing with a situation like that where someone just may not necessarily be stepping up in terms of even give and take. And mind you, like I said, once again, this could be in any kind of relationship, friends, family, work, a lover, whatever the case may be. So take it as it resonates. But I feel like there's going to be a tipping point with this, which is where that tower moment comes in. There may be a breaking point where you basically wind up having to put your boundaries down and say, hey, I have done X, Y, Z, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, whatever it is, and I care about you, and I'm not saying this because I feel like I'm being selfish and greedy here, but you never step up in return for me when I ask for certain things. So there may be a breaking point with this where it's like the walls, the tower needs to come crumbling down with that, where that person may need a wake-up call to be just like, oh, hey, I'm not really stepping up. And if this person is truly a decent person, if they really care about your connection, they'll recognize that and they'll change that. Just because you have a tower moment doesn't mean that connection is destroyed or eliminated or anything like that. If they're a decent person, they'll own up to it. They'll own up to the fact that they haven't necessarily stepped up and done their part in your connection. They'll be like, I have been a bad friend. I have been a lousy husband. I have been this. I have been that. Whatever it is. I know I haven't necessarily stepped up because I've been distracted with blah, 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 blah. They'll recognize that, but at least they'll be able to recognize that and say, yeah, I did make a mistake, but you know what? I'm willing to turn that around. I'm willing to change that. Let's sit down and have a heart-to-heart and work this out and see how we can make this better. How can I be there for you? Now, if they're not willing to do that and they just kind of, brush it off or gaslight you or make it like more of the same, then it may be time to maybe reconsider this connection and be just like, they don't seem to really care that I'm having issues here, so it may be time to walk away and move on, kind of a thing. It all kind of depends on how their reaction is, but I do feel like there's going to be a tower moment here where this is going to need to be addressed. Either way, though, regardless of what their reaction is, whether they react to this conversation positively or negatively, you, the viewer, you're going to be okay. Because you guys have been busy here with your Seven of Pentacles, basically, leading up to this moment. And the Seven of Pentacles is you reap what you sow, is what it comes down to. So as long as you have been like decent and good to others and, doing your part in doing your giving here, basically, you will be given back in return. Either this person will eventually step up and you will reap what you sow with this person, and they will step up and give back to you in return. And if they don't, somebody else will. Somebody else will step in that position of where that person should have been giving to you, and that person instead will be the one to do the giving to you. So either way, you're definitely gonna reap what you sow, but I do feel like this is gonna be good things for you guys. I don't feel like it's gonna be bad things. I don't feel like you guys have been, projecting out their fears or doubts or insecurities or anything like that. I feel like you guys have been, super kind and super loving to other people. And the reason why I feel like it's gonna be good things here is because you guys also have the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles, she is solid. She's stable. She's secure. She's reliable. She's a good mom. She's a good wife. She can run a business and, be a good boss lady, basically. She can take care of everything. She's great at, balancing it all, juggling it all, and, wearing all those different hats and not, not slipping at all, not breaking a nail, not losing an eyelash, nothing. So she's amazing at what she does. But she has that kind, nurturing, earthy kind of energy, and I feel like that's you guys. That's like your characteristics and who you are. And somebody who's like that is definitely going to be reaping good things because, like I said, they're kind of like the mom to everybody. So they have this habit and this tendency of putting everybody else first. And if you're putting everybody else first, that's obviously like, in a sense, doing random acts of kindness, even if it's not totally random, basically. And I feel like you guys are definitely going to be receiving from that. So, like I said, out of this tower moment here, either this person is going to own up to how they haven't stepped up and been there, and they will definitely, do a 180 and take ownership of that and actually give in return to you. And if they don't, and they ignore that, and they continue to go down the path that they have gone down, that may be a connection that kind of, departs from you, but somebody else will definitely step into that position to, give you that reward, basically, so you can reap what you've already put in to that kind of situation, whatever it is, whether, like I said, it's a friend, a family member, a relationship, a work situation, whatever it is. Let's see. You guys also have some cards here from the Sacred Creators Oracle, and you guys got changes. Oh boy, changes. Creator air. Follow through. And overrate your intuition. Okay, so number one, first and foremost, you guys, with overrate your intuition, I feel like your intuition probably, if this pile is resonating for you, you probably already know exactly who this person is in reference to. You probably know exactly what this connection is in relation to. So trust your intuition with this, because you probably already know. You probably already know that this tower moment needs to happen, that this conversation needs to happen, and you probably already know to a certain degree how this person is probably going to react, and you probably know what the final outcome needs to be for yourself in order for it to be the best thing for you. So I feel like you guys kind of already know this, in a sense. You don't necessarily need me, and you don't necessarily need these cards. If anything, these cards are just confirming to you things that you probably already know deep down inside of yourself. So trust that intuition. You're not crazy. You're not going nuts for thinking what you're thinking. So number one, first and foremost, trust it. And as long as you trust it, you're going to see these changes occur. And changes can come in the form of a tower moment. But once again, don't be scared by a tower moment. It doesn't have to be a good, or it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It is a good thing. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, because either way, like I said, either this person is going to step up and they are going to, take ownership for where they have lacked in this connection and change it and make it better, change it, or the connection with that person will probably dissipate, but it'll be for the better, because it'll allow change to come along for someone better to step up into that position, who will be able to follow through for you guys. We also have creator air. And, when I think about air, I think about like the air signs and everything. So, you or the person that maybe that you're dealing with involved in this situation could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, number one. But number two, I usually think of like air is like in regards to our thoughts. So really be careful about how you're thinking in the situation. Don't allow yourself to get to a place where you're overthinking, because if you start overthinking and you start overanalyzing all of this, then you're going to cancel out your intuition. You're going to block yourself from basically hearing your own gut, from listening to your own heart. And, if you want to be able to tap into that completely, you can't be distracted with what's happening in your brain, because your mind doesn't necessarily always know what it's talking about, as opposed to your gut. And with follow through, I feel like this card is basically saying that I feel like for most of you guys, coming out of this tower moment, that this person probably will follow through. I feel like for most of you that you're probably dealing with somebody who is not even aware of the fact that they have not been giving you an even exchange in return. A lot of the times, like, we'll kind of like put these expectations upon others in our heads, and we don't necessarily communicate it. We don't necessarily express it to others. We just automatically expect it. And then when they don't do it, our feelings get hurt and we get upset with them. But it's not because they were trying to hurt us on purpose, but it's because we were putting these expectations there that they weren't aware of. And then it's like, we kind of wind up tripping ourselves up in a sense when we do that. So I feel like for most of you, I feel like the majority of you, that's probably the situation, that this person has innocently disappointed you, basically, that this person has not stepped up, not because they don't want to be there, but because they just didn't really realize how important it was for them to be there. They just weren't aware. They weren't paying attention. They were distracted with other things, that kind of thing. It's not that they don't care about you, and it's not that they don't want to be there for you, but that they have been distracted with other things. And I myself will admit that I've been guilty of this. I've been in situations where someone has expected something specific of me and I haven't followed through. And it's not because I was, coming from a vicious place where I was just like, oh, I'm not going to follow through for that person because, I know it's going to upset them and I want to upset them. No, it's never been out of that. It's just been because I've been distracted. I just wasn't thinking. I just wasn't paying attention. But I do love and I do care about that person. So, we've all been there. It's an important thing to also give people grace and understanding when that happens too. So I do feel like for majority of you, this person will apologize, they will follow through, and they will say, okay, thank you for bringing this to my attention. Thank you for making this clear. I'm willing to work with you on this. Let's have a conversation and you tell me what it is that you need from me. I can tell you what I need from you, and we will find a way to make sure this is all evened out and balanced. All right. I also have some cards from Amira's Love Oracle for you guys, just to see what's going on here in your love situation. Now, mind you, the situation that we just talked about here, it could be in regards to a love situation. It doesn't necessarily have to be, because you could have this kind of communication problem with just about anybody. Like I said, it could be a friend, a family member, a coworker, it could be anything. But it very well could be a love situation, and we'll see if that ties in with some of these right now. So you guys got, oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. I just took a look at all three cards, and this is very interesting. Okay, I'm going to pull out the one that may kind of spook you guys at first, but don't get spooked. Okay, so the first card you guys got is Open Relationship. Now, grin and bear it here with me. So, based upon the other two I've already looked at just now, I kind of see how this is correlating and how this relates. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, because I know a lot of you guys come for the love-related type of readings, and I feel like this situation that's going on here, for most of you, is probably dealing with your particular person. It's probably dealing with a love situation. It may not necessarily have to be for everybody, so once again, if it doesn't connect with your love situation and maybe it connects with a friendship or something, that's fine too. But I feel like for most of you, this is probably going to be a love thing based upon what's happening here in this. So I feel like for some of you guys, there may be a miscommunication with your person, that you may feel like they just want to be in an open relationship with you. Like maybe you give and you give and you give to this person. You give to this person emotionally, mentally, physically. You know, you're vulnerable with this person. You're open with this person. You share with them your hopes and your dreams and your desires. You know, you want them to reciprocate and all these other kind of things. But they might kind of act in response to you like they're not as serious about it. They may kind of act in response to you like, oh, let's just keep this casual, let's not make this anything serious, you know, let's be open and available to see other people and stuff like that. Like, you know, they may willingly accept everything that you give to them, but, you know, when you expect to get something in return, it may kind of be like, I don't know, kind of a thing, you know, maybe kind of like cop-outs and excuses and that kind of thing, which is why I feel like the open relationship card is here. It doesn't mean necessarily that you're in an open relationship. I feel like this is more so like the vibe that you get from this person in the way that they respond to all the giving that you give to them, that they might kind of respond with just like this very casual, haphazard way about your connection. They may not take it as seriously, that they may take it as something that's like open or whatever. But this is why I'm saying, you guys, I feel like for most of you, this tower moment is going to be a good thing, because I feel like you're going to discover follow through is going to come from this person, and that what you interpreted as an open relationship may not be like that. I feel like once you like basically lay down the law and put down your boundaries basically and tell them like, I'm not gonna do X, Y, and Z anymore when I'm not getting A, B, and C back from you. You know, like don't jump into bed with this person basically if they're not giving you like the commitment and all this other stuff in response. But I feel like if you guys lay down the law and, you know, say enough is enough when it comes to that, I feel like for a lot of you guys, this person, it's going to be like a wake-up call to this person. It's going to be that aha moment. It's going to be that bell going off in their head. They're going to realize that they can't do that anymore, because you guys also got, and I got to share these two together because they kind of go hand in hand, you guys got the Twin Flame card and Union. So I feel like for most of you guys, this situation here is probably your Twin Flame. It's probably your Twin Flame that you're having this difficulty with, which doesn't surprise me because that's perfectly normal Twin Flame behavior basically. But considering you guys do have the union card, I feel like this person is going to basically prove you wrong, that they're going to prove you wrong on this whole theory of, oh, they just want to keep it casual, they're not really serious about me, blah, 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 because of the way that they react and everything like that. I feel like once you guys are really honest with them about what your needs are and putting those boundaries down, they're going to be like, you know what? I'm sorry. I apologize for not being there. I apologize for, acting a fool, for acting the way that I have been. You're right. I should have stepped up. I should have done more. And I feel like, this conversation may bring you guys into a place of union, and therefore there won't be any more doubts or fears about this person seeing this as an open relationship or seeing it as something casual or a fling or whatever the case may be. I feel like it's going to change the dynamic, that they're going to weigh things out and they're going to be like, you know what, this person really has given me a lot of time. They really have given me a lot of effort. They really do see me as someone valuable, and I appreciate that, and I don't want to lose that. If I don't change my behavior towards them, if I don't start giving to them in return, I'm going to lose them. So I feel like it's going to definitely change a lot of their perspectives to get into a place of union, because they are your twin flame. And, like, your twin flame is definitely a beautiful relationship, but that doesn't mean that they don't need boundaries sometimes, because they're still human. That needs to happen. So yeah, I definitely believe that this whole thing is definitely kind of like a crazy twin flame kind of situation that's going on here. But once again, you guys, if it doesn't click with you on the love end of things, that's fine too. Take it how it does apply for you. Finally, we have your Loving Words from Jesus card, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got, love one another as I have loved you, John 13:34. And this is such a good verse, especially to coincide with a reading like this, because especially when someone isn't necessarily giving back to us necessarily the way that we want to be given back to, it makes it hard to love them. But we need to love them anyways, because that's what unconditional love does. Now, unconditional love, that doesn't mean that we let them walk all over us. That doesn't mean that we keep giving to them and never getting anything in return. Unconditional love is also putting up those boundaries. But it's also about, giving people grace. It is really like a lot of give and take is what unconditional love is here. And I feel like you guys are basically learning a very valuable lesson in evenly distributed give and take through the month of April. So it's a beautiful lesson, though. It's a good lesson. So hopefully this reading made sense and resonated for you guys. If it did, please let me know and leave a comment down below. And also, please give this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot too. Feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way, and also so you guys know when I'm going live, because whenever I go live, you'll get the little notification about that, and you guys can hop in and join in on the live, and it's a lot of fun, and there are a lot of fun people who come out for that, and it's just a good time as a whole. So I hope to see you guys there Monday or Friday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Get a reading in, get a reading done with me. And yeah, and like I said, I'm open and available for private readings as well. So I want to thank you guys for stopping on by and hanging out here with me for a little bit today. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose this pink tourmaline crystal, then this is going to be the reading for you, to find out what is in store for you for April 2021. So your April reading. And my dog Shadow's walking around in the background, but that's okay. He's always around. He's always doing stuff. you know, he's basically my little helper, my little assistant. Okay, so we're going to start off here with the Crystal Unicorn Tarot. And you guys got the Star, the Page of Wands, the Chariot, and the Sun. All right. So, I feel like for you guys in the month of April, you're going to have a spark, a fresh spark of passion, of drive, of desire. That's basically what the Page of Wands is all about. The Page of Wands is kind of about having this new spark, this new inspiration, this new passion, this new drive, this new fire to do something. So this could be in a lot of different things. It could be within your career. It could be in a love situation. It could be like a passion project of yours, like a certain talent or something like that that maybe you want to perfect, a hobby or interest that you may want to like really dabble into and get into and grow and develop and that kind of thing. So, you know, take it as it resonates. It's probably going to be a little bit different for everybody, but there's definitely like a spark, a passion, a new fire and drive to go forward and to do something that you feel really lit up about. And I feel like you guys are definitely going to take action to do so because you also have the Chariot. And the Chariot is all about forward motion. It's about action. It's also about beating out your adversaries, beating out the competition. So let's say, for example, your passion and your desire is to start a business. You know, there's a lot of businesses that are out there in competition with one another. And this would be like beating out that competition. Even though you may be completely new at what you're doing, but it's still like beating out that competition. It's just good forward movement. So I feel like there's definitely going to be something going on in the month of April where you are going to be taking some forward movement, some action, some beating out the competition kind of a thing out of a passion and desire that you have in your life, something that you're going to be very fired up about. And I feel like this is going to be very fruitful for you guys and very positive. Because number one, you have the Sun, and the Sun in the tarot deck, it can actually represent masculine energy. Usually the moon represents feminine energy, and the Sun represents masculine energy. And especially if this is like a career pursuit kind of thing, because that's honestly kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. I'm not necessarily getting like a relationship kind of vibe from this situation. It definitely feels more on the order of like a career aspiration or like a passion project, something like that. It feels like it's something in that kind of arena, something in that kind of area. But whenever you do one of those kinds of things, that's not the time to have feminine energy. That's not the time to like sit back and lean back and just kind of let things happen to you and receive. It's the time for you to go out there and seize and provide and protect and pursue and to take action towards things. And I feel like that's what you guys are going to be doing. You guys are going to be taking action towards whatever this is with your masculine energy in the Sun. And the Sun can also be about illumination. So I feel like by doing whatever this is, whether it's in your career or like a side gig kind of thing or whatever it is, I feel like it's going to be very rejuvenating for you, and it's going to just like bring a lot of illumination. It's going to bring a lot of illumination to you and just like realizing certain things that maybe you needed to for yourself in your own life. It's going to be very helpful to you with that. And it may even be very illuminating for those around you who are seeing what you're doing, that you may be inspiring others, which I feel like you will wind up inspiring others because you also have the Star. And the Star is kind of like that star power. It's like somebody who is out there shining and sparkling and radiating and shining and all this good stuff. And they are kind of this person who is this inspiration to others. Others may kind of, in a sense, look at you and put you up on a pedestal because of this. You know, other people may look at you and admire you because you are, you know, following your passions and, you know, getting in your chariot here and taking action and making forward movement towards it in the month of April. You know, not everybody has the balls, basically, to step out and try something new and do something new and to pursue something and to do something creative. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, it definitely could be a creative endeavor that you may be going forward in and doing, because, you know, anything that's more on the creative side is usually more risky, you know? Like, I don't think anyone sits there and says, well, gee, I think I'm going to take a risk and become an accountant. Like, that's a risky job. I don't think a lot of people do that. But, you know, if people say, like, I want to be a writer or something, that may be a little bit more risky, because then it's just like, you know, how are you going to pay those bills? Where's the money going to come from, kind of a thing. But I do feel like people are going to kind of put you on this pedestal and see you as like a star for doing what it is that you're doing. You know, it's kind of like that unattainable celebrity kind of star power, that people are going to see you in that light and doing what you're doing. So I feel like April is going to be a really exciting time for you guys of new beginnings in following passion projects and new career pursuits and those kinds of things. So yeah, that's just like super exciting. Let's see what your Sacred Creators Oracle cards have to say. You have limitations inspire innovations. You are magic. One step ahead is all you need. And overthinking can spoil the magic. So this is interesting because you have overthinking can spoil the magic and you are the magic. So I feel like these kind of go hand in hand. Number one, don't overthink this. Whatever it is that this thing you feel fired up about to do in the month of April, even if it feels risky, even if you don't necessarily know how to do it and you don't know what you're doing, just do it. Just step out and find out. You know, I'll tell you guys a quick little story of one time that I basically stepped out to find out, and I had no idea what I was doing. This was a long time ago. This was like over 20 years ago, like a long time. So I'm definitely going to be showing my age here, but over 20 years ago, I had some friends who went to Hawaii on spring break, and my school's spring break fell a week after theirs, and I wanted to go so badly on spring break with them to Hawaii, and I couldn't go because I was in school that week. So I stayed at home, and the week that they were gone in Hawaii, I was so determined to do something with my time. You know, I got fired up here. I got fired up, and I got into my chariot, and I was like, I gotta do something. You know, I gotta do something for myself. I gotta do something to go for my dreams and my goals and my pursuits. And at the time, I really wanted to do music. And I had no idea how to make a demo, but I wanted to make a demo. So I started looking up recording studios in the area, and I just straight up started cold calling them. I cold called them, and I started asking questions to figure out how to make a demo. And eventually I found one that was able to help me and meet me with the needs of what I had been looking for. And sure enough, I was able to start the process and start making a demo. But you know what? Like, I didn't sit there and overthink it. I didn't sit there and overanalyze it. I just did. I just acted. I acted on impulse. And I'm not saying that acting on impulse is always a good thing. Sometimes acting on impulse can be a bad thing, but there are times to, I know you guys didn't get the fool here, but there is sometimes a time to just step out and be the fool and take that leap. And that's basically what I did. And it worked out well for me. I'm glad that I did that. I'm glad that I made that decision. But yeah, I didn't overthink it. So don't overthink this, you guys. Whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that this pursuit is, this career interest, this passion project is, just do it. Don't overthink it, because all the magic that you have to make this happen, it already exists on the inside of you. You already have the dream. You already have the vision in your heart. It's just a matter of bringing it out from, what's inside of you to the external parts, basically. You have the gifts. You have the talents. You have the abilities. You can do this. You are the magic. So let that magic come out. Don't, suffocate it with overthinking. Just let it come out. Just let it do its thing. So that's number one, first and foremost. With limitations inspire innovations. I feel like whatever it is this thing is, whatever it is that this passion is that you guys have, this idea to take action and do something, I feel like it's come out of some kind of limitation in your life. Like there's been some kind of problem, some kind of issue that you guys have had, some kind of limitation, and whatever it is that has been your setback, whatever it is that's held you back in life, I feel like that same thing is going to be the thing that's going to propel you forward. It's the same thing that has given you this passion and this dream and this desire to take action and pursue whatever this thing is. For example, you could be somebody who maybe has like a physical limitation, like a disability. And I actually know someone, I have a friend who she has cerebral palsy. I actually have a couple of friends who do, but this one in particular, she has cerebral palsy, and she has, physical limitations, but her physical limitations have inspired her to become an innovator. And instead, she has decided to create an app. And this app is supposed to help people to, basically find better ways to get around in terms of their mobility. So this is her dream. This is her desire. This is something that she is doing. So she's turning something that was originally limiting her, and she's turning it around and making it into something that would be a solution for her, and not only a solution for her, but for other people around her. And in fact, you guys, I know she had a survey thing about this particular app, and if you guys are interested, if you're disabled or you know someone who's disabled, this may actually be something that you might be interested in or they might be interested in. So I'll leave the link to her survey about her app in the description down below. But anyway, so she's not letting her limitations define her, and maybe there's something in your life that has been limiting you, but this is now an opportunity for you to be inspired by what has been holding you back in life, to step out there and to be the solution to whatever the problem is, basically. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, that's where that fire is coming from here, to move forward and to do something in terms of like a career or a passion project here in regards to that. And then when you guys have one step ahead is all you need, once again, that's about getting into your chariot here. That's about getting into your chariot and charging forward and getting things done and moving forward. You can sit around all day and you can think about it, talk about it, think about it, day in and day out. But doing all of that doesn't actually get anything done. That's not actually like picking up the phone and making some phone calls or sending some emails or whatever it is that you need to do in order to get whatever it is done that needs to get done. So, it doesn't have to be like a million steps you take per day. Understandable that whatever this project is, it may be daunting, it may be overwhelming, especially if this is something that's new for you. But just take it one day at a time, one task at a time. It doesn't have to be anything major or huge, but just as long as you're taking steps forward, taking that action. And I feel like, once again, a lot of that is going to be going down for you guys in the month of April. Okay, so I know you guys are kind of like my career and passion project kind of group here. The first two groups were definitely more on the love side of things for April, but I do have a few love related cards for you guys too from Amira's Love Oracle, just because it's good to know what's happening in our love lives, at least a little bit, for every month. So let's see what is going on for you guys in the month of April in regards to love. And you guys have passion. All right, I'm going to put all the cards down and then kind of correlate them. We have true gem, and we have past love. Now, this is really interesting, you guys, because this can kind of be taken one of two ways. So, number one, if we were to take these three cards here and completely separate them from all this stuff going on up here, I feel like these three cards here could mean that somebody from your past could be returning to your life because they see you as a true gem, and therefore it's going to be like this reignition of passion and fire and desire between the two of you with this past love returning. So that could be scenario number one. So if this resonates for you, that scenario number one is for you. But I feel like there's a second scenario here. And I feel like the second scenario isn't about romantic love at all. And once again, in a weird way, even though these are love-related cards, I feel like they kind of tie into this career passion project kind of thing. Because number one, you guys got passion. And yes, while passion could be about a romantic love interest, it could also be about this passion project here. You know, the first thing you guys got here was the Page of Wands, about that fire, that passion, that desire to go forward into something. So I feel like with having yet another card here about passion, I feel like that's just basically confirming for you guys that yes, this is something that you're passionate about, this career move or this passion project. And then you guys also got True Gem, and True Gem is very much like the star. It's like that star energy of you just like radiating and sparkling and shining and just being you and being this example and being amazing, basically. So I feel like for most of you guys, this is probably just going to be like these love cards kind of piggybacking here on everything happening that we've already talked about. But like I said, if the romantic side of it did make sense for you, go ahead and take that too. But I do feel like for a lot of you guys, there is a connection with that. And then with past love, I feel like in connection to everything that's happening here, this may be like a passion, a dream, a desire that you used to have in the past, and maybe you put it on the back burner for a while and you kind of forgot about it. And it's like life got busy and you got involved doing other things and it just wasn't a top priority for you. And yeah, it fell to the wayside. It wasn't like a big deal or anything. So it just kind of went on the back burner. And now this is a past love, basically, a past passion project, a past situation that's returning to your life where you're just like, you know what? I need to pick that dream back up again. I'm not done with that dream yet. And that dream isn't done with me. Finally, you guys have from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. You guys got, peace be unto you as my Father hath sent me. John 20:21. So this card is basically just reminding you that, you know, God, Jesus, he's already given you peace. He's already given you love and joy and support and pretty much everything that you need. All you have to do is receive it, is what it comes down to. And sometimes that's a lot easier said than done. You know, we get into our heads sometimes and we overthink things here. But, you know, always remember that the peace that surpasses all understanding, it's always available to you. It's always an option. So, hopefully this reading resonated and made sense for you. If it did, please let me know and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. And also, please give this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot too. Feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way, and also so you guys know when I'm going live, because whenever I go live, you will get a little notification that I am going live, and then you can jump in and participate and be a part of that. And there's usually a lot of good people who come on out for the lives, and it's just a fun time to hang out and yeah, get a reading done and everything. So I would love to have you guys for that. Like I said, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, Mondays and Fridays. And like I said, I'm also open and available for private readings too. So I am just so incredibly thankful and grateful that you guys decided to stop on by and spend some time with me here tonight or today, whenever it is you're watching this. I'm recording this at night, but yeah, I'm just so incredibly grateful and thankful for you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love. Hi, Pile 4. If you chose this beautiful orca crystal, orca agate, that's it. I'm like, what's the name of it? It's orca something. It's orca agate. Now I remember, finally, when it's your guys' turn. But it's very cool anyways. But if you chose the orca agate, then this is going to be the reading for you to find out what is going to be happening for you guys in April of 2021. All right, so we're going to start off here with your Crystal Unicorn Tarot. And you guys got the 7 of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles, the Magician, and the 8 of Pentacles. All right, so it seems like in the month of April, you guys are going to have a lot of choices put in front of you. That's kind of what the 7 of Cups is about. As you can see, this unicorn is looking at a whole bunch of different options that are available to it in all these different cups. There's something different in each and every one of these cups. And the unicorn doesn't necessarily know which cup it wants. It's a little confused. So because of that, the 7 of Cups can also be about illusions. So there's a possibility that you guys could be a little confused, a little distracted, because there are so many options in front of you. You know, in a way, having a lot of options can be like a double-edged sword. In some ways, it can be a good thing because, you know, you do have many options, but at the same time, it can be a hurtful thing because you have so many options. So, yeah, I feel like you guys are going to have a lot of different options in front of you in the month of April. And mind you, this could be about a lot of different things. It could be a lot of options in love. You know, maybe you'll have a lot of different suitors approaching you. It could be a lot of options in regards to your career. Maybe you're going to have like several different job offers if you've been like job searching. You know, if you've been like applying to college or something like that, it could be several different colleges accepting you. So take it as it resonates. It could be a lot of different things, but definitely there seems to be that there will be a lot of different options put in front of you through the month of April. But the good thing is, I feel like you guys are going to have this under control to figure out exactly what the right options are for you out of all those different things. Because just because you guys are given an offer in something, it doesn't mean that you have to take it. You guys can negotiate. You guys have the power to do that. My birds are being noisy, so I'm sorry if you hear them right now. They have been quiet the entire time up until right now, and I don't know why they're squawking. Because it's like 2 o'clock in the morning as I'm recording this, and they need to be quiet. I probably should just go put them to bed, but I'm going to finish this reading first. But anyways, Yeah, so I feel like you guys are going to be pretty good at deciding what is going to be best for you. That you're going to be able to recognize what offers are going to be worth your time and which ones aren't. Because you guys also have the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is like that single, sexy, confident, independent type of person. So I feel like that's basically kind of your character, you know? You're strong, you're confident, you got it going on. You know what it is that you want. Like you have a very clear direction in your mind of what it is that you want for yourself, what it is that you want in your life, what it is that you want out of all these different options. You have a very clear path in your mind as to what you want. So I feel like for you, it may not be too terribly hard to decide between all these different choices, which ones are going to work for you and which ones aren't, which is a good thing. And with the Magician here, you know, the Magician is all about us being our own magic manifestors in our life. It's all about us having the power and the ability to create whatever it is that we want. You know, the Magician has all the tools at his disposal. He's got the wands, he's got the cups, he's got the pentacles, he's got the swords, he's got all the ingredients. He can make whatever it is that he wants to have happen in his life happen. And with you guys, it's no different. So with you having the ability to make whatever it is happen in your life that you want, having all those ingredients, with you also being, you know, confident and strong and independent, you guys are going to be able to make the right choices here as they come along. You guys are going to be able to pick the options that are going to be the most beneficial for you and leave the ones behind where you're just like, meh, that's not really for me. Like, that's an offer I could live without, kind of a thing. And regardless, and whatever this is in regards to, whether it's in love, in your career, or something else in your life, I feel like your hard work is going to pay off, because that's what the Eight of Pentacles is about. The Eight of Pentacles is about hard work and diligence. You know, it's kind of about like slowly but surely seeing things pay off, because pentacles, they can be kind of slow. It's earth energy. It's not like swift and quick like fire or anything like that. It's not like, you know, the wand kind of energy, but it is very stable. It is very reliable. It is very secure. So kind of think of it as like slow and steady wins the race. So I feel like you guys are like slowly but surely, you know, nailing up these pentacles, you know, nailing one goal at a time in what it is that you're trying to do. So, yeah, whether it's in love or your career or anything else, you know, if it's your career, it could be like climbing the ladder of success. It could be, you know, nailing one challenge at a time, maybe in starting a business, in expanding your business. If it's in love, it could be like, you know, hey, you know, let's have a committed relationship. Let's get engaged. Let's get married. Let's have a family. Like nailing each of those milestones. So, you know, take it as it resonates in either case scenario. We also have some cards here for you from the Sacred Creators Oracle. And you guys got make a mission statement for your soul, feed your artist, befriend the word polarize, and external validation, which is interesting. So even though you guys may be someone who is very confident and strong on your own, it does seem like external validation may be important to you to a certain degree. That may be kind of like your only weakness per se, if you want to call that a weakness at all. Not to say that external validation is a bad thing, because it's not. You know, we all need to hear words of encouragement and words of affirmation every once in a while. You know, that is helpful to us. But sometimes if we're a little bit too dependent on external validation, it can kind of get us a little confused about what options we should take, kind of a thing. So try not to lean too heavily on external validation. Accept it as it comes, obviously, because I do think it will come, but try not to go seeking out for it too terribly much, because I feel like if you go to a place where you're seeking it out constantly, then you guys are going to lose some of this independent, confident power that you guys already have from within you. With befriend the word polarize, when you think of the word polarize, you think of something that is very striking, very stunning in a sense. So there could be some changes going on for you in the month of April that may simply be polarizing, that it may be stunning, it may be shocking, it may be kind of like, I didn't expect that, I didn't see that happening. So it's kind of almost like getting to the place where you're comfortable in the uncomfortable, because I don't think anybody is necessarily comfortable in polarizing situations. So sometimes it's good to get comfortable in being uncomfortable, because if we never adapt to things getting a little crazy and things getting a little wild in our lives, then how are we really going to get anything done? How are we really going to be able to be that magician in our lives and make things happen? With Feed Your Artist, I feel like for a lot of you guys, these different options that are going to be coming available to you, I feel like for a lot of you guys, this could kind of be like a career or passion project kind of a thing. Once again, take it as it resonates. If it makes more sense for you with love, that's totally fine. But I do feel like for some of you guys, it's going to be connected to career stuff, because there could be kind of like a creative endeavor inside of you, this inner artist, this inner creator basically that needs to come out, where you need to, create things as the magician here and put forth your hard work in whatever this artistry is. And out of that, it may be a good idea for you guys to make a mission statement for your soul, because I feel like whatever this artistry is, whatever it is this passion project is, or this creative endeavor, this career pursuit that could involve artistry and creativity, I feel like it's tied to your soul purpose. That it's not just about, going out there and being creative. It's not just about, going out there and making money. It's also about like doing something that lights your soul on fire, and in exchange, it winds up like lighting other people's souls on fire in a sense. It winds up inspiring others and changing other people's lives for the better type of thing. So I feel like for most of you guys, it's probably going to be in regards to something along those lines. Some kind of creative pursuit, some kind of career, passion project type of thing. Like I said, it could be in regards to love. I'm not saying it's not, or something else altogether. Take it as it resonates, but just based upon more of the cards that have been coming out and just the overall vibe that I've been getting, it definitely kind of seems like it's along that soul purpose, career, creativity, passion project kind of vibe. Let's also take a look at some cards here for you guys from Amira's Love Oracle, because even though that seems to be the theme up here, doesn't mean that you guys have absolutely no love stuff happening for you guys at all in the month of April, because we are going to check into that right now and see if there is anything going on with love dealing with April. It's kind of funny because the last group that I did, they had kind of like a career passion project kind of a type of thing coming through for them too for the month of April. And when I pulled their love oracle cards, their love oracle cards still kind of pertained to the stuff that was happening up above with their career stuff. So the same thing could happen here. I don't know. We're going to find out. But let's see what you guys got. We have gossip, dating queen, and blonde female. Okay, so first and foremost, I see a tie-in here between gossip and external validation. So we're going to start off with gossip. Like I was saying here, you guys, with external validation, be careful with that. Because if you are too dependent on what other people think of you, and you're too dependent on other people's opinions and if they support you or not, that's going to kill your dream. It's going to kill your vibe. It's going to kill what it is that you're trying to do. It's not going to be constructive towards you moving forward towards your goals. It's not going to motivate you at all. And I think it's important to be careful of that because, especially if this is something that's near and dear to your heart, and maybe this is kind of like a little infant baby project or something like that you're doing, just be careful who you tell what to, because not everybody is going to have your back. Not everybody is going to be your best friend. Not everyone is going to have your best interests at heart. And some people may look at whatever it is that you're trying to do here, and they may think it's weird, and they may not agree with it, and then they may wind up going and telling other people like their spin on it, not necessarily what the truth of it is, but their spin on it. And their spin is probably not going to put you in the best of light. It's probably going to put you into more of a negative type of light. And nobody has time for that. No one has time for that in their life. Not if they're trying to start like this brand new dream here and work hard and try to manifest something, and not if there's nothing going on. No one needs that, period. So like I said, be careful with the external validation. Try to find it from within more than anything else. And when you do get external validation, let it come to you naturally. Don't go seeking it out, or you may wind up in kind of this weird gossipy position when it comes to this. With the dating queen, I kind of feel like dating queen here is kind of similar to the Seven of Cups, because the Seven of Cups is all about those different options. And like I said, for some of you guys, if like the career and passion project, creativity kind of thing, if that isn't resonating for you, and maybe on a love level of things, maybe it's resonating for you more so that you have a ton of suitors coming after you, that there's a bunch of guys pursuing you or something like that, this may be you. You could be the dating queen basically, and you're trying to decide between a bunch of different guys, and you're like, I don't know which one I want, kind of a thing. There's so many different options. Now, if it's not, that specific when it comes to love, the dating queen could be you, in a sense, courting and dating different opportunities when it comes to this dream and this goal that you're shooting towards. You could be dating different possibilities, different opportunities, different business partnerships, different ventures, different ideas, different concepts, all that kind of stuff. So, just kind of flip it as like dating in a sense with a business situation. So yeah, I feel like if anything, that's probably what's going to be more so than anything else for most of you guys. If you have, pick this pile. Sorry, I'm yawning. You guys are my last pile, and it's kind of getting late, so I'm like, I'm starting to fade now. But I'm still here. I'm still with it. And we also have blonde female. So I feel like for some of you guys, this card could simply be a confirmation that maybe you, the viewer, is blonde, or maybe somebody that you're working with and dealing with in this situation, maybe they're blonde. So take that as it resonates. But it seems like there's definitely a blonde that is involved in this situation. Finally, you guys, I have a card here for you from Loving Words from Jesus, because in my opinion, a Bible verse a day helps keep the bad vibes away. And you guys got, watch and pray that you enter not into temptation, Matthew 26:41. So I think it's really important for you guys to not fall into temptation, basically, while you're going through all this. And I feel like temptation in this particular instance for the month of April is probably honestly the temptation to give up. Because a lot of the times when we're starting a new dream, when we're starting a new pursuit and that kind of stuff, you know, we get distracted by all the different options. We're working really hard to try and make things happen, to get things done. You know, we want to manifest things. We want to see things happen. And sometimes if they don't necessarily happen as quickly as we would like to see them happen, or if they don't happen necessarily the way that we want them to happen, we can get discouraged, and that discouragement can be tempting to make us want to give up. Because if you look at Jesus, you know, on this pile of rocks here, he looks like he's ready to give up. He looks fatigued. He looks exhausted. He doesn't look like he's in a good place. He looks like he's ready to give up. So I feel like that's more so what it is than anything else, is not to give up. Don't fall into the temptation to give up. Even if you come across challenges, even if somebody winds up gossiping about you, even if you would like more external validation than you're getting, you know, befriend the polarizing moments, befriend the craziness, befriend the chaos, rather than rail against it. So yeah, you just kind of have to breathe in, breathe out, and don't give up. That's the most important thing. Don't give up. Don't quit, you guys. Because I feel like as long as you keep pushing through the month of April, then who knows what the month of May may bring along. What is it they say? April showers bring May flowers. So you may see flowers, you may see things grow and develop and actually like come to fruition in the month of May, as long as you keep working hard and you don't give up on this through the month of April. So hopefully that resonated and made sense for you guys. So yeah. If it did resonate, if it did make sense, please leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you, even if it's just a simple small emoji. And please give this video a big thumbs up. That definitely helps me out a lot. Feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know of future videos when they are on the way. And also so you guys know when I'm going live, because every time I go live, you will get notified, you will get a notification for that, and then you can just hop in and join in with me on that live, and we have a really good time. There's a good group of people that always come out for it, and it's just a good time to hang out, enjoy, have a chill Monday or Friday night, and yeah, get a reading done, and it's a lot of fun. So hopefully I see you guys there, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, Mondays and Fridays. So yeah, and of course, like I said, I am open and available for private readings too. So I am just so incredibly grateful and thankful for you guys stopping on by here and hanging out with me for a little bit today. It definitely warms my heart and means the world to me. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep sparkling. I am sending you lots of hugs and much love.